Rick, what made you actually take that leap? It's one thing to learn a bunch of information, know there might be something else out there, but it's another thing to actually execute on it.
It was it was confidence in myself. I had been successful. I had been asked to do firsts in my career, first to develop this particular trade channel, first to manage a particular market. So it was just kind of all right. You, you trust, I'm trusting the people I've heard that I can do it from, and I like if I can be successful, I'm going to like what I'm doing. Uh, so let's go, let's do it. That was basically my thought process.
So, Rick, as you know, as a business owner and all that, what are some moments of what are some there's it's never an easy route. Join me, Jeremy Swick, on Into the Unknown, a podcast that delves into the personal journeys, stories, and experiences of individuals across diverse professions. As a historian by trade, I firmly believe that our personal histories shape our present and offer valuable insights into our paths ahead. With that being said, let's get into it. On this episode of Into the Unknown, I am joined with a very special guest, Rick Morgin. How are you doing today, Rick?
Oh, I'm doing great, thank you. It's 7 a.m. Yeah, close to 7 a.m. on a Tuesday.
You
It's
know,
going to
I
be.
can't
Go ahead.
I can't complain. It's an early morning for you, but I do appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, you're a busy man. You have didn't have a whole lot of spots open, but 7 a.m. is okay for me.
We made it work, and I appreciate your flexibility. I
Well,
always like to kick off the show and kind of talk about the importance of networking. How are we connected, Rick?
we are connected to Olivia Atkins. I met her, I think, on LinkedIn. I didn't look it up, but I pretty much call LinkedIn. I've had a few conversations about what she does, and I became a client. And then she started to reach out to podcasters like yourself, and here we are.
Absolutely. And Olivia does such a good job of not just connecting people, but connecting people with important messages. And I always just appreciate when she reaches out and sends me a potential guest because it's usually always a good conversation.
I hope so. Yeah, it usually
Rick, I
is.
want to know a little bit more about you, that comic book issue number one, that origin story. Who's Rick?
Let's see. I won't start from the beginning. I had a very long corporate career in the beverage industry, wine, beer, and spirits. And after a number of years with a couple of major companies, the old Seagroom Company, Constellation Brands, I was left looking for another job. But I also had this thought in the front of my brain about what else is out there. I've done a lot, but I had no idea. I had no idea what it was and where to start. So I went through a networking meeting. It was a networking meeting for finance people, and I met a woman who left her banking career and got into franchising, and that light bulb just went off. Like, wow, this exists. It's going to be scary because I'm leaving the W-2 world. If I did it, it'd be 100% commission. And 3 months later, I did it. I took the leap. And I've been with the franchise consulting company for 9 years now. I've been in the industry for 10. 4 years ago, we added a revenue stream about helping business owners franchise. So we put together this whole ecosystem to build it, grow it, scale it, and if they get lucky, exit. So that is my journey up to now, up to today. Well, I actually, then about a year and a half ago, I went in with my son to buy a franchise, and he's running it. So we are. I've got the aspect of consulting, building businesses through franchising businesses and being a mentor to my son as a franchisee.
Rick, what made you actually take that leap? It's one thing to learn a bunch of information, know there might be something else out there, but it's another thing to actually execute on it.
It was it was confidence in myself. I had been successful. I had been asked to do firsts in my career, first to develop this particular trade channel, first to manage a particular market. So it was just kind of all right. You, you trust, I'm trusting the people I've heard that I can do it from, and I like if I can be successful, I'm going to like what I'm doing. Uh, so let's go, let's do it. That was basically my thought process.
So, Rick, as you know, as a business owner and all that, what are some moments of what are some there's it's never an easy route. Are there any times where you thought about either giving up or you kept pushing through?
It's there have been fleeting thoughts of did I do the right thing, but then that just lasts a few seconds, a minute, a couple of minutes. Then it's okay. An idea comes to my head, or you got this left to do on your calendar today. Just push through. But yeah, I can't say that I've never thought about it, but I've never executed against that. You know,
Absolutely.
so
I think as business owners, there's those little fleeting moments is the best way to describe that. You're just like, what mess did I get myself into? What am I doing? And then a lot of times, almost all the time, it goes away pretty quickly. And you're like, all right, we're back to we had that moment, but we're ready to go again.
right. It's like a reset, like turning the what do you call it? The the switches that control your power in the house. Off, off, on,
Yeah,
something like that.
absolutely. On everyone's journey, you make a decision not really knowing the outcome. Can you give me a time where you just went for it?
Yes, uh, we had just integrated franchising businesses into our portfolio, and we kind of had a talk track, but and that was it. We had the reasoning of why we're doing this, but when you get into a real conversation about doing it, and the other party, the business owner, says, "Okay, let's do this." That was it. It was just a rush to conflict. It was okay. He said yes. Now I got to do it. I've got to figure this out and run with it and help find those right franchisees to develop this franchise. And when the leads come through, I've got to be the one who guide them through and that whole process. And it was just all right. I started this. I got to participate and help.
Makes a lot of sense. You mentioned you work with your son. What has that experience been like, mentoring him and working alongside of him?
It's been really good. Uh, he has surprised me with his desire and ability to network, get out there, get in front of people. So we bought into what he was a client. He after well his stories after college, he wanted to be a lawyer, and my first cousin said, "Well, why don't you get experience working for a law firm, see if you really like it before just going straight into law school?" So he did, and he didn't like it. So then he says, I want to be my own boss. So he became a client. We looked at a number of things. We looked at solar, mosquitoes. The solar company just never got back to us, so we moved that aside. My son said, "There's mosquitoes in the San Francisco Bay Area," and there are, but nothing like other parts of the country to make a business. Although there are franchisees of those mosquito companies that are doing well. But then we looked at something that was new at the time, fairly new, probably a year old in our inventory, and it was custom clothing. And the company is called Pierce Bespoke. So he's Pierce Bespoke of San Francisco Bay Area, and he's got no inventory and there's no storefront. He's got this nice, beautiful Seville row trunk that's got all of his samples of fabrics and linings and buttons, stitching, and everything you can customize. It's all custom, uh, and it's suits, sport coats, trousers, shirts, some shoes, tuxedos. It can't be a dressmaker for a wedding dress, but now they've added t-shirts, fashion t-shirts, and polos. So it's casual wear too. But guiding him on the right networking events, helping him make presentations, just advising him. That's been a lot of fun.
Sounds like it. So, title of the podcast: Into the Unknown. What do you have going on? What are you working on right now?
What I think it was in late end of June, we introduced a new franchise that is just making its mark in the U.S. They had It's in waste management, and the company's called Subcontain, and that Subcontain is owned by a Finnish company called Molok, Molok. Molok produces these waste canisters, vessels that are they're beautiful. I mean, they go in, 8 feet into the ground, and they have a secure top. So when it could be a large apartment complex, a fast food restaurant, grocery store, puts their waste into there, and there are different ones for different types of wastes. You have natural compaction. You have uh, a lot more room. So one subcontain takes the place of two 8-yard dumpsters. So that reduces cost to the person who has the trash, accumulates the trash at fast food store or something. And the uh, opening, where you put the trash, is secured by a fob. So it prevents illegal dumping and also prevents pests and rodents. They even have a top that was bear proof. And that's part of the presentation. So I'm trying to work on that, find interested parties who want to take a leap of faith. But it's been proven because the story I heard is that they came to waste management companies in the 90s with these vessels and told no because there was too much investment in the traditional dumpster. So they went ahead and installed over 270,000 of these things across the world. And so if you look at a map, the US is empty until now. So they've created a franchise opportunity for a local territory owner to negotiate placement. Uh, there's good margin in the sale of those, and there's good margin in the retrieval and take the waste to the landfill. So that's what I'm working on, trying to help spread the word and find the right buyer on that one. Uh, so hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, absolutely, Rick. So, while I have you, what is a misconception people think about franchisees? Excuse me, franchisees and the franchising kind of sector.
Well, it's a misconception that there's a few, and when I do a seminar, I'll cover some myths of franchising, and it's more than fast food and retail. We even have robotics and artificial intelligence, electrical vehicle charging, a pet crematorium and memorial, plus your traditional ones. Uh, Even in traditional ones of restoration, new technologies, new processes that are proven. Start to, put the one-upsmanship on in that industry. So yeah, more than fast food and retail. There's incredibly solid business models, all in, including the franchise fee under 100K. So it's a misconception that it's expensive. It can be if you want. I think there was a stat. I mean, it's years old, but 55% of all franchises are to open your doors are 250,000 or less, and there's over 4,000. Another misconception is that, let's say you're doing a $250,000 project, that you have to pay everything up front. No, it's franchise. Once you sign, your franchise fee is paid, and then as you get ready to open or launch, your expenses they're incurred over time. And I think a misconception about the franchisee is, I'm buying a job, and that, yeah, you can if you want. You can be the single operator doing all the work. But franchises, they love the experienced corporate executive, um, regardless of gender and all that stuff. But they're looking for the communication, leadership, being able to build a team, understand your marketplace, and maneuver your team to increase your market share. So when you get into pets, of course, they want somebody who's passionate about dogs and things like that. But it's someone who can separate themselves from as an owner from the business, and work on the business, not in it, and do the things right that a business owner does to build a very successful business. So those are, I think, the main misconceptions of franchising and franchisee, the responsibility of a franchisee.
Well, Rick, if people want to learn more about what you do, where can they find you online? Where can they learn more information?
Well, LinkedIn, under Richard Morgin, and I'm a prostate cancer survivor, so I was documenting my journey on TikTok. So that is Rick D212, at Rick D212. Instagram is Rick.Morgan. Facebook, Richard.Morgan. My email, Rick at thefranchiseconsultingcompany.com.
Rick, again, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk with me today. It was really enjoyable to learn more about your story, and I just appreciate it.
But it's a privilege to be on your podcast. I appreciate it. It's great to meet you. Is that a hockey team on your T-shirt?
It's a rugby team, actually.
Oh,
Women's
really?
rugby. Yeah. So I've played rugby the last 16 years, and so just always usually have some kind of rugby gear on most of the time.
Oh, that's cool. That is very cool.
Well, we'll
And
talk soon.
again, thank you very much.
That was another fun episode of Into the Unknown. I truly appreciate you taking the time to listen. And if it provides you any value or entertainment, I would love if you shared it with others, liked, subscribed, and really just help the podcast grow. Again, tell a friend, tell a foe, just anyone who might enjoy hearing some stories of people's own journeys and what got them to where they are today. Till next time.